Oh, why isn't it focusing? Oh shit. Hello, can you hear me? Why isn't it focusing? What the hell? Hang on a sec. There we go. Hello, can you see me now? Right, just let me do this. Oh, phone. Right. Right, can somebody in the comments say, can you see me? Can you hear me? Come on, it's a live stream. I want some feedback. Come on. Am I getting through? Hello? Hello? Can you see me? Right, excellent. Right, hello. Welcome to my 10th anniversary live stream, such as it is. Yeah, I decided to do the live stream. I know, I did do that video a couple of days ago, my chewing the fat, where I said, would you rather I did the 10 bots over 10 years, or do a review of Legacy United Tidal Wave? There was suggestions that I do a live stream of the review of Tidal Wave. To be honest, I'm really not happy about doing that, mainly because, knowing me the way I know me, I would have made so many fuck ups, doing that review. I made such a mess and a hash of it, and I just couldn't do that. So the live stream that it is. Right. So basically, how this is going to go. I've picked 10 bots from my collection, one to signify each of the 10 years I've been, a collector stroke YouTuber on, on this platform. I originally started this channel back on the 26th of May 2014 with my first review of Age of Extinction Constructbot Grimlock. That was my review number 1. That was 10 years ago today. And I've been collecting ever since. Obviously, my channel has grown gradually. It's up to just over 1,100 subscribers now. But earlier this year, obviously, I had a bit of a rough January, whereby I've been having a lot of grief with work this year, and also the viewing figures on my videos just sort of were not as good as they should have been, in my opinion. I was getting a bit depressed about it and decided I'm going to quit. So I've made a lot of noise on my channel about, I'm going to quit YouTube and blah, blah, blah. And I decided I was going to sort of hold it out until the 10th anniversary, which is today. And at the beginning of the month, first day of the month, I did that YouTube community poll. And I'm just going to look at it now. Yeah, so it's had 20 votes, 4 likes, 3 comments. Well, actually, there was more than 3 comments. Some of the comments got deleted. And it was a landslide for no, should I quit YouTube? No. So, yeah, there we go. It's thanks for those people who voted. I'm going to stick around for now. But not to say that I'm not, I might not in the future, start getting, depressed about things and decide I want to quit again. So next time I get the feelings I want to quit, I will do a community poll again, and everybody can vote on it. Bit of housekeeping before we actually kick into the video itself. Right. My internet, my broadband has been a bit choppy in the last couple of days. It's when I've been watching YouTube on my smart telly in the living room last couple of evenings. Sometimes it's just been quitting, it's dropping in and out, and so if I disappear suddenly, that's the reason why my internet's having a brain fart. So hopefully it'll be all right. I don't know how long this live stream is going to run out to. It's probably going to be the best part of 45 minutes to an hour. because, you know, I'm doing this video in the same sort of style as I do my, you know, end of month bot hauls. Also, did a review on this guy yesterday, Metal Carbot Buster Gallon. I missed a couple of things in the review, which I'm going to show you here. He's got a third mode, which I didn't show in the video. So basically what you do is you lift that up, split the arms out to the side, bring that up, and then you, what is it you do then? Then you bring the arms down, and that's basically his third mode. He's got a third mode. Also, I forgot to mention in the video that he's got a waist joint, and also there's a little transformational step that I forgot to mention in the review. On his legs, he's got this little joint that clicks forward and back like that. Don't know why it's there. It doesn't really do anything, but that's something I should have shown in the review and I didn't. So come on, get together, you bugger. All right. Right. Okay, so 10 bots over 10 years. Like I said, I'm going to pick. I've picked 10 bots from my collection, one for each. You know, each year I've been a collector. As this, you know, 2014 and 2024 are like half years. I've decided to count them as 1 year, so there won't be a bot for 2024. There will be a bot for 2014, but there isn't going to be a bot for 2024. So I've got some bots beside me. They're a selection of bots. Some of them are in bots that are important to me as a collector. Some of them were important to me as a YouTuber. They're bots that have been significant for me, you know, being a YouTuber or a collector. And some of them are just bots I just kind of liked and wanted. I know I talked about them in my end of month bot hauls when I did them, but I'd like to say a few more words about them in this video. I'm getting a bit of glare on this thing because, hang on, just give me a moment. Hang on, that's better. That's got rid of that lens glare. No, you're not late. I haven't started yet. Mr. Cower L01. Right. Oh, you're looking at this lot. Yeah, the stuff in the detolfs. So basically, what I've got on top is my first and worst bots from last year. So these are all the first bots. They're all the worst bots. That's full of Dinobots. That's full of Grimlocks. There's a mixed bag of stuff down here. There's nothing down here. Megatron Gunformers. More Megatrons. More Megatrons and a few other figures. Down the bottom, you can't really see it. There's a Thundercrackers. And then I've got Ultra Magnuses, Optimuses, Nemesis Primes, and some more Ultra Magnuses down the bottom. And that's my detolfs. I was thinking about getting another one, but you can't get the detolfs anymore. They've superseded it with another display case that's different and doesn't really match up with no detolfs in it. So I would like to get another one. When I got these, which was during the bot stop, which was the last time I did a live stream. If you remember that, a number of years ago, where I decided to go cold turkey for an entire month and just didn't buy any bots, but I just spent my money on a bunch of detolfs. So yeah, right. So let's get started on this. Right, 10 bots starting with 2014. Now, all my bots in my collection. When I started collecting back in 2014, I decided I'm going to keep fastidious records on my collection, and I know everything down when I buy something, who I buy it from, how much it costs, blah blah blah. And every bot gets a serial number. So I've got these little cards with the year and the bot serial number on it, which I'm going to show for you now. So 2014 was bot 78. And he's quite a relevant bot in this day and age because a new version of him has been announced and a lot of people aren't very happy about him. Cybertron Vector Prime. So yeah, obviously the new Legacy United one's been announced. It's a heavy retool repaint of the Jihaxus mold. There's a lot of people giving it a lot of hate in the Transformers community. I'm going to get it because it's my boy Vector Prime. I'm going to buy it anyway. Yeah, it doesn't quite look as good as the original toy. I mean, this is a big solid thing. He's an amazing figure. Got this one at Auto Assembly 2014. I believe I bought. Well, I was only there for one day. I think I got it from In Demand. I'm not sure because I remember it was loose when I bought it. But yeah, so that's the first bot I wanted to show. I love the character of Vector Prime from the Cybertron show. He's amazing, voiced by Richard Newman, who I was fortunate enough to meet at the first TF Nation in 2016 on the Sunday afternoon. I was just wandering around in the dealer hall, and he was wandering around the dealer hall, and I bumped into him, and I had a chat with him. It was really cool to meet him. He's a short bloke, but he's really cool. And it was awesome to actually meet the guy in person who did the voice for Vector Prime. But he's also done other voices. He does the voice of Rhinox in Beast Wars. He also did the voice of he did some voices on Gargoyles. He did voices on Monster Rancher. He did the voice of Golem from Monster Rancher. He's done lots of voices. Really great guy. And of course, he voiced Vector Prime, the Clockwork Prime. I love the fact that this guy's got all this ornate sort of clockwork gubbins all over him. I absolutely love this. He's a good solid bot. He's a Cybertron bot, so he's virtually bulletproof. He got his Minicon safeguard on his arm. This is obviously the Hasbro version with the darker colours. The Cara one's got more of the reddy maroon on it. But he's an amazing figure. He has got ratcheted feet, but because he's back heavy, there's a bit of movement in his feet, so he does tend to fall over backwards. But he's been on display in my top shelf in my room pretty much since I got him. Well, as soon as I put the top shelf up. Yes, I am planning to get the new one. He's, like I said, he's my man. He's my boy, Vector Prime. So I'm going to get him regardless of how good or bad he is. So I'm going to get him anyway. And I do like the Jihaxus mold. It's a good mold. Maybe not the best fit for Vector Prime, especially with the colours that they've chosen to go with. But from some angles, it kind of looks like him. But I'm going to get him anyway. But I haven't pre-ordered him yet. It's bound to be shelf warming later down the line. I'll be able to pick one up at discount later on. But there you go. My first bot from... hang on, what did I do with the card? Oh, there he is. So 2014, bot number 78, Cybertron Vector Prime. Right, next. Bot 217 in 2015. You obviously saw this one coming. Hello, Carbot Starex Dandy, or as I call him, the King of Kibble. Yes, this is the genesis. This is where it all started for me collecting my Korean figures. It's this guy. Basically, back in 2015, you had the season 1 of the Hello Carbots TV show was playing on YouTube. They got to about episode 9, which was Dandy's debut episode. And I watched it, and it was like, I was absolutely blown away by this guy. Here's this big white, orange, and yellow lanky bot. He's got all this van kibble hanging off everything, and he's jetting around and dancing around like a superhero. And I was absolutely blown away by him. And I said, I've got to get the toy of that. So I went out and bought the toy. And look at the size of this thing. He's enormous. He's got all the ratitude you'd expect. He's pretty articulated. Well, for a Korean toy, because Korean toys don't have much in the way of that intermediate articulation that we take for granted on Transformers figures. But I love this guy, and I had to include him in this, 10 bots over 10 years, because he's such a significant bot in me as an adult collector and as a YouTuber. He's amazing. I absolutely love him. I had to get him out of the box because he was in storage. I haven't touched him in years, but it's the first time I've touched him in years. I still love this guy to bits. He's absolutely amazing, and I had to include him. I had to there's a couple of Korean toys in this lot because I've got to show them, because you know that's what I specialize in, is buying these Korean figures and reviewing them for you guys. Yes, Mr. Paramount 360, I will be getting Tobot Twin Punch. I might be getting him next month. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, I want to finish off the Metal Carbot toy line, but I am buying another figure from another line along with that, and I am looking at getting Twin Punch. Have you seen the debut episode where Twin Punch appears? Where when he does the transformation, they go up to that merry-go-round thing in the car park, and then they start playing that nursery rhyme. Transformation, and then they transform. I'd absolutely love that. That is brilliant. I love Twin Punch in the show. So I've got to get him. And the engineering on it. Have you seen the engineering? Because it's like a duocon, or you know, it's like a symmetrical bar. You know, one transforms one way, one transforms the other, and they join together in the middle. The engineering to make it work is insane. It's probably one of the most complex Korean figures you can get, and it's also pretty big, pretty articulated, and it's got like two choroid bots that go with it. You know, and they can interchange as well. Brilliant figure. I'll definitely be getting that at some point, maybe next month. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's the second bot from 10 bots, 10 years, 2015. Hello, Carbot Starex Dandy. Right, so the third one. Now this one, another Korean toy. Again, very significant for my channel because it's the most viewed video on my channel. It's knocking on 50,000 views on my channel. It gets hundreds of views every month. My most popular video by far. Robot Trains KDX. Yeah, this guy. You go on my channel, go on the playlist, my top 10 playlist. He's right on the top. He is like, he's got like getting on for 50,000 views now. This figure, bought it because I watched the cartoon show, the season 1 of the Robot Trains cartoon show, and I really got into it. It's really good. Season 1 is really good. It's got a dark edginess to it, which is unusual for a kids show. It's also, even though some of the individual episodes are like not exactly episodic, but it does have a story that goes through. And Kay obviously is the big hero, and it's not the best thing. I mean, it's just I mean, he's got all his upgrade parts on him. I can take them off. Right, so and then transforming him. Hang on, it's been a while since I've done this. Hang on. Oh yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be struggling with this, but I haven't touched this thing in years. There we go. There we go. There he is in train mode. And because it's the DX version, I've got the train to go with it. And you open it up and you can put all the upgrade parts inside the train cars. No. You put all the upgrade parts inside the train cars. Right, so they all live in there. Yes, they did do an Alf DX as well. They did 2 DX figures. They did KDX, and oh wait, I didn't get his hook out. Oh well. So yeah, very simplistic figure. But then they did season 2, and they dumbed the show down massively for season 2. They introduced those little humanoid figures called Railers. Duke, the bad guy from season 1, who was like a big bot, and he got infected by a malevolent computer virus, and then he went trying to steal Kay's magnetic engine, and then he got cloned by the virus, and there was like an army of these dark sort of Duke figures invading Train World, trying to steal the energy from everybody, steal Kay's train so they could create the intercontinental railroad to other areas and infect those areas. It was really, really good show. But season 2, it's garbage, absolute garbage. Watch season 1. It's all on YouTube. You can watch the entire show. It's been dubbed into God knows how many different languages. And this toy, this figure, this thing, if I can hold it, this train, you will not believe the amount of people I get begging me to sell this to them, because this toy only came out for a short time in was it 2014, 2015 when the show first came out. The original toy was made by Gina, and it only came out for like a year or two, and then it just disappeared from the shops, and they've never reissued it. And when season 1 sort of died a death, and then there was a couple of years, and then they bought out season 2, and they reissued. Well, a new company made the toys, but they changed all the colors and they simplified the toys, and they're not as good as the Gina originals. And also because they dubbed the show into so many different languages, it's got a cult following in places like Russia and India and places like that. I still have Victor. Yeah, I've still got Victor. No, I have not watched Robot Car Poli before. I've got Duck. I've got Alf. Should have bought the Alf DX when it was available, but you can't get it now. But so I had to show this guy on my live stream because he is like my most viewed video. Like I said, he's got nearly 50,000 views. He's it just took off, and but I decided to show him, and he's hang on, where's the what was he? Oh yeah. So he was bot number 463, 2016. Robot Trains KDX. Right. Oh no. Now, what am I doing here? Right. Okay. Sorry about this. Right, next. 2017 Bot 735. Now, this one, when I first started back in 2014, some of you might remember when the old gang was the collection of bots back in the mid to late 80s. Bots. I didn't have many official Transformers. I had about about 7 or 8 bots. I had a couple of mini Autobots. I definitely had Brawn, and I think I had Huffer, and also for some reason I might have had Windcharger and Gears, but they were the only official Transformer toys that I had. The rest of them were like I had the Motorbot, I had that Henshin Robo sort of Robotech sort of thing. I had Chronoform. I had one of the originals like that, but this isn't my original one. This is another one I've got. I had a knockoff Chronoform. I had a Microchange Ravage, and I had Graham will know this one. Oh, come on. I had one of those. But I had a Pucker Diaclone Browning. This is a KO, but which I got off Graham the Collector 75 all those years ago, and it was broken. The trigger mechanism didn't work, and I took it apart and got the trigger mechanism working on it, and so got that. But that's not the bot I'm showing here. One of the bots I had as a kid was a KO G1 Starscream, or should I say a Kindam KDO6 Jet Robo. And in 2017, I managed to get hold of one. So yeah, here it is. I had one of these as a kid. It's not a G1 Starscream, or it's not the Diaclone original. It's a KO. It's a knockoff of the original Diaclone Starscream. Now, I had one of these as a kid. I bought it from a shop, which was a sports shop called Gray's on the Rugby High Street. It was a sports shop, but they had a toy department in the back, and in that toy department, they had basically all the Diaclone and all the micro change toys in stock. They're also a TCR stockist as well, and yeah, so they had all this stuff in there. They had board games and shit, and they had the glass case with all the like Browning and all the other things in it. It was an amazing shop. But this, I bought one of these. Had it as it was my Starscream when I was a kid. You know, back then, obviously there was no such thing as retro labels, so it didn't come with Decepticon symbols on it. So I got some sticky back paper and drew a Decepticon sticker on it and stuck it on the wings. Also, I've managed to get hold of a Diaclone pilot for this guy. Where'd it go? He's just dropped out. Oh no, what have I done? Have I lost him? Oh shoot! There he is. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a Diaclone pilot. It's I don't know whether this is a pucker one because the moulding on it's not very good. It's very crude, and also the feet were missing. But yeah, he fits in the cockpit. There you go. Got a Diaclone pilot for him. So yeah, I had one of these as a kid, and you know, when I became an adult collector, I mean, I got rid of my original figures when I was a kid, and got rid of them. I think it was about. I mean, I was 11 years old when Transformers hit the UK 40 years ago, and yeah, so I collected the Marvel G1 comic. I didn't follow the cartoon show. I got a ragtag bunch of bots from different manufacturers. And when I grew up out of it in the late 80s, I think it was about 88, 89, I sort of left school and went to work, and I sort of give up on all that stuff. And the kid next door, who was a few years younger than me, Colin Priest, his parents bought him official Transformers. He had most of the Headmasters. You know, he had what did he have? He had Chrome Dome. I think did he have Chrome Dome? He definitely had Hardhead. He had Skull Cruncher. He had Highbrow. He had Snapdragon. You know, he had all those figures. And yeah, so I used to play with him. In fact, me and him one time, in our loft, in our house, we had a big open loft, and we had an epic Transformers battle. You know, my toys against his toys, and we recorded it on a cassette recorder, and had that tape up until we moved house from Rugby to Leamington in about 91, 92. I wish I'd have kept that tape so I could have, you know, recorded it and shared it with you on YouTube. But unfortunately, it's long since gone. But you can just imagine the two young kids just playing Transformers, go pew pew pew. You know, oh, I've just shot your guy. Oh no, he had a shield, or he was hiding behind, you know, a rock or something. You know, it was all that. It was all that. You know, innocent, you know, kids playing with toys, banter. You know, and I wish I'd have kept that. But yeah, Diaclone, well, not Diaclone. This is the KO Starscream. You can tell it's the KO because it's got a solid nose cone. It's not made out of rubber. It's got a solid nose cone. Yeah, so I wanted to put this in. So it was an excuse to talk about the old gang, you know, the bots I had as a kid, which I don't have anymore, but I've got replacements for them pretty much. I don't 100% know what bots I had because my memory is very vague and fuzzy about what I had as a kid. I've got no photographs or evidence to say what ones I had, but I've pretty much worked out what I had, and I've got replacements for all of them. And I never did a follow-up video. So that video I did back in 2014 about the old gang video, I never did a follow-up to that. So maybe I should do that one time, do a follow-up video. But this is my replacement for the the KO style screen that I had as a kid. So he's the next bot, 2017, and that's that guy. I've lost one of my cars. Oh, no, there it is. It's all right. Right. Now, this next one is different. Now, you can probably see from the bot number 172, 2015, 2016, because the last one was, these cards all over the place. Where is it? It was bot number 735. So something odd is going on there. Now, if you remember back in 2018, I did a G1 restoration series on my G1 Ultra Magnus. And it ran from February through to December. What was it? From February through to December. Because I had the beginnings of a G1 Ultra Magnus. I had the white cab and I had the trailer section, but I didn't have any of the accessories that go with this figure. And G1 Ultra Magnus, although he's a massive parts former, he's got like 12 accessories that go with him. And it's like, and I was missing everything. And the toy that I had, the cab was like badly yellowed and sun faded, and the trailer was faded as well, and it also had some damage on it that I had to repair. So I decided to do a restoration series on it. I did a full series on it. I admit I dragged it out way too far than it should have been. I went into detail about the restoration process I went through, because I was using my skills that I'd used when I was doing restorations on my radio control cars, doing it as restoring a Transformers toy. I've got a playlist for it, Paramount 360. If you go into my channel, there's a playlist for the whole thing. 12 videos. They vary in length from 9.5 minutes to 35 minutes. And if you put the whole playlist runs for 4 hours, 37 minutes and 57 seconds, because I worked it out how long it runs for. So it was a massive undertaking. And so I went ahead and did a full restoration on it, and also buying the parts, because I didn't have any parts for it. I looked on eBay at the beginning how much it was cost me to buy the parts. It was like 85 quid to buy the parts individually off eBay sellers. And I could have bought a complete reissue mint, G1 Ultra Magnus for about 40, 45, 50 quid instead of like restoring the one that I had. But me being me, I had to do things the hard way. And I decided I'm going to restore this thing back to its prime. And that's what I did. Now, I did a good job. The big problem was the retro brightening. All the faded parts needed to get rid of the yellowing and the sun fading on the parts. And I found out that technique where you get that, is it hydrogen peroxide? And then you blather that on the parts, and then you put them in a plastic bag, and then you leave them out in the sun. And then the ultraviolet rays of the sun, then it lifts the fading out of the parts. But I bought one of those ultraviolet, nail varnish drying machines and used that instead. It wasn't a perfect fix, but it sort of got rid of most of the sun fading on the parts. But since I've finished him, I put him down in this detolf cell down here like 5 years ago after I finished the restoration. And he's basically yellowed again. So, yeah, there he is. And so all that time, all that effort to review this, to fix this thing up, and he's just yellowed again. Look how bad that cab's gone. Yeah, so it was a thing. I did like restoration on this. If you're a glutton for punishment, there's a playlist for all the videos I did on this, and like I said, it was a massive undertaking. I went a bit over the top with it. I could have done it in like 2 or 3 short videos, just brushed over the restoration. But I wanted to show in detail how you restore a vintage plastic toy. That was my whole idea behind it. And also, it was content generation for my channel. more than anything else. So yeah, I mean, he doesn't look too bad when you look at him here, but in person he's yellowed again, big style. Also, you can probably see there's the damage on that launch and mount there, and the one on the other side's got massive cracks in it, so that they barely hold on. But yeah, so I decided to do that in 2018. So that's why I decided to pick this guy as my bot from 2018, because I did all that with him. You know, I spent a lot of time and effort, you know, restoring this guy back in 2018, did a massive, you know, video series on it. And I decided to show him here, you know, because he's like a significant bot, a part of my channel that happened in 2018. So I thought it was appropriate that I should pick him as my bot for 2018. So yeah, my G1 Ultra Magnus restoration, which I did back then. And like I said, you look at his number 172, but that 2015, 2016 was when I got the cab and the trailer unit separately. You know, that's why I put them down there like that. So that was that. Right, 2019. Now, also another thing that I do, obviously, because when I started collecting back in 2014, I decided, right, I'm starting a new collection. I'm starting a new collection, and I'm going to keep fastidious records on my collecting, you know, status, which I have done. So when I started in 2014, I've kept records, every bot I've bought, who I bought it from, how much I paid for it, blah blah blah. The first couple of years, I used a very complex system for this. I used, I had like 8 different categories that I selected these bots from. I had 8 different lists. You know, when I bought something, I usually had to update 3 or 4 different lists. And then in was it late 2015, I had a major discrepancy crept into my list keeping system, and it caused chaos, because every time I was trying to add up the facts and figures for each month, the figures just didn't add up no matter what I tried. So I dumped that month and carried on, and then in was it 2016, I dumped that system and went with the new system, which I use now, which is what I call the master list system, where I have a written list of everything I buy throughout every given month, and then I copy that onto my phone, and that's how I do things. And obviously, I give a serial number for every bot that I buy. That's why I've been showing you these cards with these little numbers on. And then what I was doing was, when I reached a centenary bot, you know, bot 100, bot 200, bot 300, I decided to reserve the review of that figure to when I reached that number of subscribers on my channel. And that worked all right. Up until, I mean, when I got to bot 1000, sometimes I would corrupt the results of my bot buying in order to make sure that a certain bot would be the centenary bot, and I did that with that Weijang, you know, Megatron, that Mega Master. I did it with him, and but then there's this one, the bot 1000 was another one I did it with. But then I went back and looked at my figures, and then at TF Nation the previous year, I noticed I'd made a couple of discrepancies. There was one bot I'd missed out completely, and another bot where I sort of, instead of gone on like, let's say you know, 9, 10, 11, it went back to 9, and then I basically screwed up on the numbering system, so I was 3 digits out. So the last 3 centenary bot reviews were wrong, so I had to correct them. Fortunately, I caught the fault or the discrepancy before I did those reviews, so I was able to correct them. But it meant that this bot, which would have been my bot 1000, was actually bot 1003. But Toy Wolf, was it W01 Dirty Man? Right, I decided to show this guy because he's so bizarre, so weird. Right, he's got like this. He's like a goblin. It's like a gremlin. You know, he's got an opening gob, and he turns into a toilet. He transforms into a toilet. You know, he's got like a plunger and a little like silver poo. He's got a toilet roll and all that stuff. Also, there's an accessory which you can plug onto his face. It's like a kabuki mask with a big red, dong sticking out the front. This thing's so rude. It's another thing you can do with this, and I'm going to show this here. His belly, if you lift it up, you slide it up on the transformational joint, unplug it, and then slide it up. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like he's got a little cock of balls. Can you see that? It looks like he's got a little cock of balls sticking out from underneath. I mean, I know it's just a peg, but I don't know whether they molded it like that deliberately. Come on. Bloody hell. There we go. So, yeah. Absolutely bizarre thing. I love it, though. I absolutely love this thing. It's so, so weird. Well, actually, no. Have I got that? So, yeah, he does transform. Do you want me to transform him live on camera? Come on, comments. I will transform him into his alt mode. He's not super difficult. He's a little fiddly, but I will do it if you want to see his alt mode. Come on. No. So you don't want to see me transform him into a toilet. Okay, that's fine. But Graham says yes. All right, okay. Take these off. How do I turn that around? There we go. Very bad. It's not that bad. Right. Come on. Like I said, I haven't transformed this thing in years. I did mess with it the other earlier on because I thought I might be doing this. Right, so the feet twizzle round. They go under there like that. Come on. Come on. You have to bear with me on this. Hang on, I missed something. Come on. Have I done that right? Hang on. I think I've screwed up. That's better. Right. Put that in there. Put that in there. Put that over the top. And then the two pieces put together to be a base. Oh, and there you go. And it's even got a lift-in lid. Yeah, so there you go, a toilet. So yeah, I thought I'd show this guy because he's so weird and unusual. Toyworld, they did a urinal, and I think they did a B-day. and they did some one that turned into a cat, and the other one that turned into I think was it a zombie? I don't know. They did about 3 or 4 figures. I don't know whether they're going to do any more, but yeah, certainly a bizarre thing. But it comes with some really weird accessories. But yeah, I had to get this when I saw, because sometimes you'll see an alt mode and it's like it transforms into something like really weird and unusual, and then that just floats my boat in other ways. You know, if it's an unusual alt mode, then I'll go out of my way to get that figure as well if it transforms into something unusual. But a toilet, it transforms into a toilet. So yeah, I decided to throw this guy in with my 10 bots at 10 years, and he was going to be my. I would have reviewed this guy for my 1,000 subs review, were it not for a fact that I screwed up on my numbering system at TF Nation, and it buggered my numbering system up. So he was bot 1003. So that's that. How are we doing? 45 minutes. We've still got a couple of bots to go. Right, next. Right, COVID years, 2020 and 2021. So there we go. There's the next one. Now this one, I decided to put this in because the character that it is, it's the first official transforming figure or first official toy of this character that we ever got. And it isn't quite original. It isn't his original G1 form. It's they came up with a new design for him for Cyberverse. That should give you a clue. Rack and Ruin, Cyberverse Ultra Rack and Ruin. Yeah, I wanted to show this guy because I wanted to say a few words about Rack and Ruin as a character. Now, Graham will back me up on this. Marvel UK Comics, Target 2006, by far possibly the greatest Marvel Transformers story ever done. It ran parallel to the Transformers the movie in the comic. And we were introduced to the G1 Wreckers. You had Impactor, you had Whirl, you had Roadbuster, Twin Twist, Topspin, and Rack and Ruin. And Rack and Ruin, it was a weird bot. He was, I mean, it's not very PC to say Siamese these days, is it? It's conjoined at the shoulder. 2 green, slanky, sort of very slight green bots joined at the shoulder with bowl-like heads. And he had, for one arm, he had a hammer and the other arm was an anvil. And he was a close combat specialist. And this guy was he was part of the Wreckers and the original G1 Wreckers lineup. And I love the G1 Wreckers. When you're saying don't forget lockdown, shut up. Yeah, so they actually did a toy of Rack and Ruin, even though it's not like the G1 Rack and Ruin. Now, one thing I wanted to say at this point, and I've said this before when I showed this thing in my end of month bot haul, is right. They did those Wreck and Roll bots a while back, those Wreck and Roll exclusives where they had Impactor with Spindle. You had what was it? Leadfoot with that Mammoth bot, and then you had the repaint of Springer, and you had the repaint of was it Twin Twist? And then they had that build a figure thing with that Wrecker hammer out, those cardboard cutouts. What they should have done with that was a golden opportunity for them to do another Build-A-Figure like they did with Cyberverse and the Macadam Build-A-Figure for Cyberverse. They should have done a G1 Rack and Ruin Build-A-Figure for those Wreck and Roll exclusive figure set. If they'd have done that, if they'd have included parts to make a G1 Rack and Ruin, it didn't need to transform because he didn't transform in the G1 cartoon, and according to the lore, he couldn't transform because I don't know what the lore behind Rack and Ruin's a bit weird, because it's like they were originally Decepticons and they were like twins, and then something they got heavily injured, and then they were sort of captured or recovered by the Autobots, and then they tried to fix them up, but in order to for them to survive, they got conjoined together at the shoulder, and then they became part of the Wreckers, as I understand. But I might have got that wrong, so don't quote me. But so Rack and Ruin finally got a toy in the Cyberverse line, even though he isn't G1 Rack and Ruin. But they missed a golden opportunity with those Wreck and Roll exclusive figures that they could have done a build-a-figure of G1 Rack and Ruin. And I want a G1 Rack and Ruin for my G1 Wreckers lineup. I decided to throw this guy into my 10 bots over 10 years because I wanted to have a chat about Rack and Ruin. It'd be nice if somebody out there would do a third-party version. I mean, I know there are third-party Rack and Ruins out there. Didn't Fans Project do one where they took two of their existing bots and they sort of joined them together at the shoulder and repainted them in green and called it like a version of Rack and Ruin? And I think somebody else has done one as well. But it's not G1 Rack and Ruin. It's not my G1 Rack and Ruin. I want a G1 Rack and Ruin. It doesn't have to be a transformable. It just has to look like the guys and be articulated. I mean, that would be an ideal thing for the reactions line to do as a figure. Do a G1 Rack and Ruin. I'll be quids in with that. But so I decided to show this guy, and so he was bot 199 Cyberverse Ultra Rack and Ruin, who I got in 2020. 3 bots left. Hopefully this thing will be done soon. So 2021 1351. Now I've got 2 bots to show this one. Toyworld, right? I've said it before in numerous videos in the past. I'm a bit of a Toyworld fanboy, and up until a few years ago, I had more Toyworld products, third-party products in my collection than any other company. But that has since been superseded by Mastermind Creations. But they did the FS line in recent years, where they basically did transforming figures of First and Second World War vehicles, and I was like totally on board with that, just for the alt modes alone. And I bought all of them. And one of the figures they did, I mean, is Mr. Jules still here? Is Mr. Jules still here in the comments? Are you still watching? Well, anyway, this. They did this. Toyworld FS06R Aerolite Red, or the Red Baron, or the Red Max. They did it. When I saw this, I just had to get it. I just had to, because, I mean, come on. Look at that. And the paintwork on it is amazing. Absolutely, it's got lots of weathering on it. Awesome. Now, also, they did, as part of this FS line, they did a build-a-figure where you could buy parts to do the silver Starscream version of this. And I just happened to be able to show you it in robot mode as well. So that's what it looks like in robot mode. So this transforms into that. I'm showing you what he looks like in robot mode. Just imagine that in red. So this transforms into that. So basically, it's like movie Starscream, but as a Bayverse bot. So he's got the propeller on the back. All his wings are all folded up round here. The engineering on this thing is amazing, and it's awesome. And Toyworld figures, they haven't got the best engineering or build quality on them, and some of them are absolute pains to transform. I mean, their Masterpiece Jazz, Coolsville, don't touch that thing with a barge pole, mate. I've got it. I try to transform it. You can transform the top half of the bot and the bottom half of the bot easily. It's the bit in the middle, the waist joint. It's made out of a series of folded panels which like fold all different ways and scrunch up into the car mode when you put the two halves of the car together, and it's absolute awful, awful, terrible thing to transform. I hate it. But this thing's not too bad. I mean, to get this out of that, awesome. I mean, I've got all the FS bots, and I was missing a part for this because this was a builder figure. You know, you had to buy all the figures in the line to get all the parts to make this guy up. So you got one of the arms with Bulldog, one of the arms with Green Hornet, the other guy with Fierce, and then they did the Barricade, which was one of the legs. What was the other one? Anyway, and then they did the battleship with Jetfire, and which was the torso. And I was missing one of the arms. And then back in January 2023, I did a video on. That's right. I bought a second Bulldog. That was it. I bought a second Bulldog because I bought my original one, but it didn't come with a builder figure part. So I bought another one because a mate of mine wanted to buy one. So I bought one on his behalf. But when that arrived, it was also missing the builder figure part. So I was completely shit out as a builder figure part to make this thing up. But fortunately, in January 2023, some guy contacted me through the comments on one of my videos, a guy called Marshall Huffman, who lives in America. He had the part, he didn't want it, and he agreed to sell it to me, and I was able to get a complete set. So I did a third-party builder figure. So it's another builder figure that we're talking about here. This is one that I actually did. And yeah, so I actually got both versions. I can show you both versions of the mold, robot mode and alt mode. So if you can imagine, you know, like a silver version of this or a red version of that, then that's basically what it looks like. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. And so yeah, he was a bot that I got in 2021, and that's his bot number. Only 2 more left now. We're nearly done. Right, this next one. Something else that I do, character mold set collecting, as I refer to it, where I pick a character and then I buy all the molds for that figure, you know, be they third party or official. I don't do knockoffs. I have lots of rules for this character mold set collecting. But anyway, Huffer is my main sort of squeeze as regards to character mold set collecting. I like to collect all the Huffer molds, and there's a new one that's just come out, or is just coming out, is the new age one, Balin or whatever it's called. That's on the horizon. But anyway, also I'll be collecting all the Huffer molds, and then in 2022, I had to get this one. Fans Toys, what is it? FT47 rig. Now, can you see the thing that's wrong with this? The dropped shoulders. I hate that. I absolutely hate the fact that he's got those drop shoulders. Now, hear me out. The reason he has got drop shoulders is because Fans Toys, as we all know, they pander to the third party they pander to the G1 masterpiece collectors amongst us, and they all want figures that are, you know, that are as screen accurate as you can possibly get. And that's what they did with this, because we all know that guy who designed the Transformers characters for the cartoon show, was it Fluidiri? He designed his version, his humanoid version of, or bipedal version of Huffer. And he took his inspiration from the G1 toy. And the G1 toy, because of the way it's engineered, has got dropped shoulders. And Fluidiri copied the drop shoulders, and he made his picture of Huffer with the drop shoulders. And of course, that then ran in the cartoon series. And then Fans Toys, when they were looking to do a G1 mini-bot Huffer, they copy and pasted Fluidiri's design. So he's got the drop shoulders. Yeah, so I really, really hate that. And when I bought this toy, I wanted to hate on it big style. I was all ready to make it like the worst bot I got in that month. And then I actually got it. And then I started messing with it, and I got it in hand and transformed it and did all the other stuff. And I thought, well, actually, this thing's really good. The engineering on it is weird, and the way it transforms is totally different from any other Huffer mold I've got. It's basically back to front, because you've got the grill of the truck is on the bottom of his feet, and well, is it the grill of the truck? Well, it's bits of the truck that are on the bottom of his feet. Anyway, it's weird the way it transforms. Absolutely bizarre. But the engineering on it, the fit, the finish, the weight, because it weighs an absolute ton, because it's got so much die cast on it, and it's a brilliant bot. Apart from it hasn't got that, it's the aesthetic choice it's got on it. And I really hated the drop shoulders. And when I did that end of month bot haul, I actually took a picture of this and I photoshopped it to show what it looked like with the shoulders in the proper place. And I wish Fans Toys could have engineered it so that you could move the shoulders up and down depending on your preference. But of course, they didn't do that, did they? But he's an okay bot. I just hate the way it looks. But you can see he's in that sort of, he's in that, hands on the hips, looking really upset and perturbed. And I have all my Huffers on my my shelf in my room like that. But the new one's coming out, and I will be getting that at some point. But I do like Huffer as a character. I like to collect all the molds. He's one of the many characters I like to collect all the molds for. I mean, most of the headmasters, actually. But so I got this thing. I bought it. I'm not a G1 masterpiece collector by any stretch of the imagination, and certainly not a fan of Fans Toys, because I've had a couple of duff Fans Toys figures. I've only got about 6 or 7 Fans Toys figures in my collection, and there's a couple of them there's a couple of them that I had issues with. But no, Huffer or Rig, he's okay. He's all right. But I just. He's a good figure apart from the drop shoulder aesthetic, which I don't like. But I wanted to say some more words about this because I mentioned it in my end of month bot haul when I showed him. So, but like I said, I really wanted to hate on this thing, but actually I couldn't because everything else. Right, now for the last one, and I got this last year at TF Nation. On the Sunday morning from Primetime Toys. So it's bot number 1750. And what's it called again? ModFans ACO1 Ruller. It's their masterpiece-esque roller. And I bought this off the the Primetime Toys on the Sunday morning at TF Nation last year. 35 quid. It wasn't that expensive. He's a great little figure. Great paint, some die cast on it. The engineering's great. Nice tight joints. Transforms into Roller. They were selling 2 versions initially. They had the silver one, and obviously this. Oh, something on eBay on my phone. He's got. They had the silver one and then this one, but they later bought out an IDW coloured one because in the IDW Roller appeared in the last. No, was it the Lost Light? One of the issues, and he was in like green and red. And I would have loved to have had the green one if I'd have had a choice, but I bought the G1 coloured one. He's a great little figure. He's amazing. Like I said. There's nothing I can really criticize about this guy. He's really, really good. Not seen anything else from was it ModFans? Not seen. Is it ModFans? And anyway, so I've not seen any more figures from them. Are they going to do more? It'd be nice if they did. Like these partner bots to go with the combiners. Oh, not the combiners. The Titans. Sorry. Like 6 gun and, sort of Scamper and all those others. If they could do sort of like masterpiece-esque figures of those, that would be good. But hopefully we'll see some more products from, ModFans in the future. Maybe, I don't know. But if this is their first effort, it's really, really good. And so that's that. That's bot number 10. So throat's got a bit dry because I've been talking for a long time. So there we go. That's my live stream. It didn't drop. The internet didn't drop out, so that was good. Managed to keep it going. Anybody want to ask me some questions before I sign off? So I'm looking at the comments now. Okay, let's have a look what we got. Verse. Nope. Yes, Mr. Paramount 360. Before you go, you know, you keep saying I've missed stuff in the comments on my videos. Would you not do that, please? Because it really annoys me when you do. I'm not above, you know, constructive criticism. I'm not, but you know, sometimes it just gets irritating because when you say, "Oh, you missed something," I've got to rack my brain now. What have I missed? You know, and I do miss stuff in my reviews. I hold my hands up to it, as I showed at the beginning of the video when I did the review on this guy yesterday. I missed 3 things on him. 3 things I missed. So, yeah. But anyway, what else do you want to say? I know it takes time to type stuff out. I don't know whether it's got that delay going on with the comments. I don't know. Yes, I did know about the spinners in Hello Carbot season 7, but I didn't want to get them because it's like it's a gimmick that I've got no interest in whatsoever. I know you had that character of what was it? What was he called? Spinnerball. And he had all those spinners on him. You know, you could stick them on his head, you could stick them on his arms, and he came with, was it 1 spinner or 2? And then you could buy all the other spinners and stick them on. But they did spinners. They're like 3 years after the craze had been and gone for the rest of the world. They were like 3 years late on the old spinner craze, weren't they? No, I did not review that huge scooter bot. And I won't review that huge scooter bot because it is a horrendous piece of crap. It looks good in scooter mode, but the robot mode is awful. It's terrible. Whoever designed that didn't have a clue on how to design a transforming robot. It is awful. It's terrible. It's got parts forming, no workable joints. What the arms, you know, they just flop around all over the place. It's crap. So yeah, if everyone's happy with the stream, I mean, thank you for the people who came and commented. I mean, obviously the stream will get uploaded onto YouTube, and then you know, they'll be able to replay it. Anybody who's missed the beginning can scroll back and see the rest of it. But thanks for all those people who voted on the YouTube community poll, where I said, you know, I was going to quit. Should I quit YouTube? Yes or no? And it got 20 votes, and it was I can bring it up now. Yeah, 20 votes, 100% no vote. So yeah, I'll stick around. Like I said, it's but I just the beginning of the year, I was in a bit of a dark place. Well, I wouldn't say a dark place, but I was kind of depressed at the beginning of the year. What my job and other things, and my job is like, I'm really, yeah. There's crap going on in my job at the moment, and I might be losing my job in the near future, but we don't know. There's been a lot of shit going on in my job lately. I can't really say much about it, but yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing YouTube. I mean, obviously, I've got my end of month bot haul coming in a couple of days' time, and I will do a review on Legacy United Tidal Wave next Saturday the 1st. I will do a review on him then. I haven't even opened the box yet. He's in the other room. I haven't opened him yet, but I will have a mess with him, and then I will do a review on him. The trouble is, whenever I do an official review, I get piss poor viewing figures on it, because nobody wants to see me review a figure. They want to see everybody else review a figure. So when I'm in competition with other people, I nobody watches my stuff. But that's part of the reason why I specialize in reviewing these Korean figures, because there's not many people out there that are buying and reviewing them, just me and one or two others. Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, my end of month bot haul, that's just something I do, isn't it? It's I just like to do that. And yeah. So anyway, thanks for everybody who watched. I decided to do something special for the 10th anniversary. Like I said, it would have been a quitting video, like I said, had it come to that, but it hasn't. So I will carry on doing YouTube for the time being. In the future, near future, next month, obviously, I'm going to be getting the next figure from the Metal Carbots toy line, and it's Black Hook, the one that turns into a pirate ship. Also, I've got the other transforming pirate ship in my collection. Web Divers, was it W04 Garrion? I've got him as well. So I will be doing a comparison with those two in that review. And like I said, what somebody was asking, yeah, I'm looking to get Tobot Twin Punch as well, because I really like his character from the episodes of the show that I've seen so far. And I want to get him. The engineering on that thing looks amazing. It looks a really cool bot. And I think I might be able to get it for a decent price, because for some reason, I mean, G-Market, the shipping price has dropped again for Federal Express international shipping. I don't know why. It's dropped down again. So provided you're getting it under 2 kilos, you can get it for less than 20 quid shipped, which is pretty reasonable. So that's what I'm looking to get next month. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody. I've been TFRwldnas. I'll catch you next time. Ta-da.